Are we in the North Pole? Because we're slaying. What's up, everybody? It's April Dawn. I'm here for my Insecure Season 3, Episode 3 review. First of all, I understand it's kind of dark. I'm going to try to lighten it up so it won't look like this, but I don't have my normal lights with me, and I'm trying to work with what I got. So unless you want really bad fluorescent lighting, this is the best we gonna get. So we doing our Insecure in the dark, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. So we start off with Issa. It's in a dream sequence, and her and Daniel are in the bed. She rolls over, the pillow comes up, and there's hot Cheetos in the bed, and all I thought about was roaches. Like, that's literally all I thought about was roaches. He rolls over and says, well, what else does the heart want? They start kissing, and then he starts going downtown. She says she starts eating the hot Cheetos. This is when I knew it was a dream, okay? So we see she wakes up, and he is saying, what does the heart want? But she's like, the heart wants to go to work on time with her awkward ass. Okay, so they get up, and she gone to work. Now, I'm just going to go storyline by storyline. So Daniel plays his tracks for Khalil. They together, you know, at the studio session like they was supposed to get together last week. And he offers constructive criticism, okay? He give him criticism. He's worked with Spider before. He know what Spider likes. He adds like a little drum loop on top of the Daniel's beat, which is more melodic. He says, okay, take some of the melody out, do this, do that. You know, as creatives, a lot of times we get very sensitive about our music. But, you know, you have to understand that no track, it's very few people that do a track, and the track is just it. That's it. You know, that's what people want. There always have to be some finagling, and it might not come from another producer, but it might come from the artist. The artist might want this, that, or the other. Trust me, I have worked with producers that are very stickler about, you know, if you suggest anything that they don't like, they kind of got like an attitude. So I'm beginning to see that Daniel has a little bit of ego. He's very prideful, and he has a lot of ego, and that's what's stopping him from getting further in his career. Because all the criticism that Khalil offered him was very constructive criticism. Like, it wasn't that deep, okay? Later on at the laundromat, he tells Issa about what happened, telling him, you know, it was cool or whatever, but he don't want to be, what did he say? He don't want to be about that foolishness or something he said. He wanted to be about the music. And Issa kind of encourages him and says, listen, you know, you got to do what you got to do to get on. And once you get on, you can do whatever you want. And so he takes that as okay. So she tells him that she got a job offer to be the property manager of this place. And immediately he does what I didn't think he was going to do. Now, you know, Issa been encouraging him this whole time, this whole season or whatever. Every time he have a little downfall, his ego is hurt, she's there to kind of boost him up to help him get back to his normal self. But as soon as she tells him that she have an opportunity that's going to take her out of his house, he's like, well, I just think that'd be too hard. Now, granted, if you got locked out the dude's house 5 times, then you might have an issue with being a property manager. I don't think Issa don't have that command and personality that's going to make you pay your rent. You know what I'm saying? He had a point, but at the same time, I felt like you could have encouraged her because she's trying to do something different. She's trying to step out of her comfort zone. She's trying to do, you know, something new or whatever. So he tells her he thinks it's too hard for her. It's a lot of work. And he thinks that they should just keep things the way they are. You know, he likes for her to be at the house. And, you know, for me, old Issa would have fell right back into the groove and, you know, been like, yeah, well, you know, I don't know about that. I didn't really like that out of Daniel. I thought that he would be the main one encouraging her to do something new, or at least do something that can support herself, because this definitely not her dream. But this gonna get her out the house. So I don't know about that, Daniel. I was side-eyeing him a little bit already. So later on in the studio, they with Spider, and Daniel, well, you know, he said, we got this track we've been working on for you, you know, and he gonna play it for him. So he started playing the track, but it's not the track that him and Khalil made. It's the track, it's his original track. Now, this is the thing about Daniel. I felt like he could have set this up a whole different way, and it would have had a whole different outcome. But it was like his ego just took over the whole thing. And y'all, when he pressed play, he was like looking at Khalil, looking at him like, bro, what? Like, what's going on? So he plays the track, and then Khalil's like, well, we also did it this way for you, you know, and he plays his version of the track. And so Spider, he really can't decide which one he likes. He likes both of them, but you can see that this is not an opportunity that Daniel will probably ever get again, because when somebody give you opportunities, you know, based on who the people they know, their contacts, you don't come in like that. The least he could have done was saying, okay, well, we worked the track for you this way, that way, you know what I'm saying? We got a couple of options for you. Why don't you take a listen. Instead of saying, okay, well, we did this track and this is it, and just totally disregarding what him and Khalil did. After Khalil's the one who got him in the room. Really, Issa the one who alley-ooped him in the room, okay? I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Khalil looked like he was pissed off after this whole interaction. He meets with Issa. Daniel meets with Issa for lunch later on that same day. He already got an attitude when they get up in there. He talking about they got their food before that we did and whoop the whoop. And Issa kind of diffuses the situation, and he tells her about what happened with Khalil and Spider and all of that. And so she says, well, you know, you probably shouldn't have did that. Maybe you should apologize because you shouldn't have went in like that. And so the one time that he has a time to connect with her emotionally, intellectually, like connect with her on another level, he goes to tear her down because his ego immediately got in the way. He was like, it's funny that you want to give me career advice. You don't even know what you're passionate about. I'm always saving you from something. Now, I just want to say this. Her and Daniel have been knowing each other since they were in high school. They have been knowing each other a very long time. And it seems that when they get into these moments that they love to hurt each other, because Issa's not all the way innocent. Y'all remember at the end of season 1 when she told him he was an itch that she had to scratch. That was very hurtful to him. That was very mean and very hurtful. Then in season 2, when she played him again, okay, and when he was coming to help her all the time, get her car, and, you know, she was trying to just relegate him to D-boy. Then you got when he skeeted in her eye, and now you got this when he telling her she don't have no passion. Like, you know the points to hit somebody and really hurt their feelings. So I really felt like he did that. He took the opportunity to do that when we thought they was doing something new. So I didn't like that from him at all. I feel like with all the things they had been through, you can't keep going back to hurt somebody, but that's something that's wrong with him. Like I said, his ego is fragile, and when she told him he should apologize, he felt like he shouldn't have to apologize, and instead of taking his anger out on the person he was mad at, he took his anger out on her, which I didn't appreciate at all. Okay, I didn't like that about him at all. Later on that night, he tries to apologize to her. Well, he don't really apologize. He said, well, you know, I was just mad about everything that happened with Khalil, right? And she says, yeah, I know, you know, it's okay. So and then he starts to kiss on her arm, and they start to kiss each other, and then, you know, he started to go down on her, and she tell him, no, stop. Y'all want you to get up. You know what I'm saying? This don't feel right. I was personally glad she did that, because you can't apologize with wee-wee. You can't do that. Okay, that's not going to work. Say, I'm sorry. And he never even said he was sorry. And her saying it's okay is saying it's okay for you to talk to me like this, or I knew you was mad, so it's not a big deal. Yes, people say mean things when they hurt, but you should be grown enough to say, you know, I was mad and I took my anger out on you. I apologize for what I said. I shouldn't have said that. Instead of saying, well, you know, I was mad about such and such, and then roll over and try to give you some wee-wee. Like, that ain't gonna work, sis. That ain't gonna work. So I was glad she stopped it, because if they would have done it, it wouldn't have been right. And their relationship would have been based on this, like, cycle of, like, hurting each other and saying, I'm sorry. I don't know. It's just weird. It seems to me like he clowned her for, you know, and Issa is without passion. I mean, it is. It's true. She really haven't found what her passion is, what she kind of did on this episode. But the things he said were true, but it's like he just disappointed me. It's like she's trying to get out of the situation she in. When she tell you that, you kind of trying to discourage her from doing it because you like the warmth of her being there. You like the, you know, the pseudo relationship or whatever y'all got going on, instead of allowing her to be her and then coming back to you, or y'all finding y'all place as in a relationship, you know. So I'm kind of discouraged about their relationship right now. It ended on a pretty awkward note. So we'll see what happens. I think it'll be good for Issa to have her own space and get away from him. Speaking of Issa, so her storyline this week was they had a job fair. They're trying to hire some more people of color. Now, we know it's against the law to hire people based on their race, right? But they figured they have given the white people enough time. So her and Frida say, oh, they're going to hire some workers of color. So, you know, they having a whole thing. They got their brochures out. People are coming up to them. And Issa sees across the room that there's a nonprofit that works to inspire kids through music. So they had like the whole, you know, Mexican face, you know, the whole shit. What's the name of the movie? Coco, you know what I'm saying, situation going on. They do their little dance, and Issa seems to be inspired by this. She talks to the man, and he tells them what their program is about, and he's like, are you looking for a job? And she says no, because Frida quickly calls her over back to her section. Later on in the episode, you see that they've hired a new black girl. She seems to really be vibing with Frida, probably more so than Issa. She probably gonna end up taking Issa's job. No tea, no shade. Okay, she gonna take Issa's job, and she's, you know, really excited about the program. Issa and their talking child. It was so funny when Issa was like, 5 years is this and that. She was like, yeah, 5 comes around, you know, like $5 foot loans, like, You know what I'm saying? 5, like she said several 5 things, and that was hilarious. I also forgot to point out that when they was at the laundromat, that was funny as hell, okay? When the lady was stealing people's clothes. She tried to take Issa clothes like, wait a minute, that's my clothes. Oh, okay, my bad. You know what I'm saying? She stole the other dude's clothes. Freaking hilarious. We see that Issa is on the website and she looking for that website for the place that she saw at the job fair, and she's kind of like enraptured with this. So we can see that Issa is maybe finding her passion now. So, you know, she do have passion for the kids, but just not what we got, y'all. Hopefully she can, you know, find her way towards this new thing, but I don't know how that's gonna work with her driving Lyft, her being an apartment manager and all of that. So she goes to go see the apartment. And she's going to get the apartment for $750 a month if she's the manager for the apartment. And it's part-time, but she's going to be on call all the time. So how she going to do that? I don't know. Being a property manager is a lot because people have a lot of needs and wants in an apartment. Like I got 5 things that need to be done in mine right now because it's brand new. So I don't know how she going to handle all of that, but we'll see what happens. I mean, the girl needs somewhere to live, so you gotta do what you gotta do. $750 apartment in LA, girl, you can't find that nowhere. Okay, so hopefully she gonna get it together. So I guess she decides she's gonna move in, or we don't really see that decision, but you can see from the preview that she decides to go ahead and move in. Molly at her new job. Now she's in a black office. She's going through some transitional issues and she's getting on my nerves as per usual. Molly is never satisfied ever. You cannot ever make Molly satisfied. Like that is the theme for Molly. She is never, ever satisfied with anything at any time, okay? Like, it's so aggravating. Like, I'm starting to not like her as a character, pretty much. So she has a new job in the black office. Everybody in the office is upper crust black people, lawyers and everything. Everybody all official. She do the little dance in her office. That was really cute. And so everybody shows her around and she gets to know her assistant. Later on in the episode, she wants to send something. Now, a lot of people, they use DocuSign. I've used that before for different things. And it's encrypts your documents and it sends them. It's very safe. But they don't use DocuSign. They still use a courier. The courier comes at 3 times a day. And, you know, sometimes he's late, but he cute or whatever. So some of their systems are outdated and things of this nature. And instead of just falling back and seeing how everything goes and then maybe later offering suggestions for efficiency, she already goes in with the at my old office, we did this. I was like, girl, as soon as she said at my old firm, like my whole eyes rolled to the back of my head. I was like, girl, everybody finna hate you at your job. Like everybody about to hate you, girl. Nobody wants to hear at my old firm, we did this, or we used to do. Nobody wants to hear that, girl. Nobody. She pretty much does this all day. Anytime somebody asks a question or she asks a question about how we do this, how we do that. And then she comes to her office and there are boxes in her office and she's like, what's going on? And the people like, well, you know, your office was like storage, girl. And she was just like, oh, well, at my old office, we used to use the on-site storage. And he was like, well, you'll find that it's convenient later on. I guess when she's trying to look for something, she won't have to walk to the on-site storage or whatever. Later on, they go to dinner, her and all the girls, Issa too, Kelly, my home girl, Kelly. Okay, you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. I love Kelly, okay? So at this dinner, they talk about Issa and Daniel. She, you know, she concubine. She finally giving them some of that for, you know, paying that rent. She like, no, we not sleeping together. But, you know, I just feel like, you know, we really, you know, maybe I should stay so we can really get to know each other. And they like, no, but no. Okay, no, you need to go. And I personally agree. You need to go, sis. And I've been in one of them accidental live together relationships. You ain't had nowhere to go. So you went and stayed with him for a few months and it didn't turn out well. So she needs to go. And then Marty is complaining about the new job. They had this, they had that. And I'm glad she has some girls to check her and be like, listen, you just got there. Okay, like you ain't never satisfied. You was mad at the white people. Now you mad at this. You know what I'm saying? The black people, like, we all black. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I don't know how many of my viewers are not African American, but I'm just going to keep it real with you. Anytime you go to HBCU or you go into a black firm or a black run business, you know, things are going to be maybe not as technologically advanced as you would be at a white school or a white business or whatever. But you have to grow and learn with your people. I think we so quick to condemn our own people and shut down our own people. And that's the point that Kelly made. You know, we conditioned to like judge each other harder than we would judge everybody else. Like I said, if you go into the job, you see what things maybe they can improve. After a couple of weeks, maybe make a suggestion. Okay, well, I'm using this thing called DocuSign. You know, it encrypts because to be honest with you, DocuSign line is way safer than using a courier. First of all, it's LA traffic. Second of all, it's a human being. Anything could happen. He could fall. The papers could get wet. You know, X, Y, and Z. They could get stolen. Okay, I'm just going to keep it real. But there's like a million programs out there that encrypt your things, and it sends it to them at the one press of a button. It's done. But it just might not be that priority to them. And plus, you know, a courier means that somebody's getting paid for this, that there's a black man that's coming to the office that's getting paid to do these services. So, you know, they might not want to put a brother out of work. You know what I'm saying? Who knows why? The reason is they're doing what they're doing, but you need to figure that out before you just come in there and start judging. And Issa made the point that you're really judgy. You coming in very negative. You need to just fall back and be positive, okay? And so later on, she has a meeting, and at the meeting, you can tell when she get in, they're like, okay, the meeting's not starting on time, and one of the other girls like, okay, well, we just do this, you know, and, you know, he'll come in. We start the meeting without him. I guess they was talking about the head dude or whatever. And the dude and another dude make a crack like, well, maybe at her old firm, you know, they start the meetings on time, and everybody started laughing at her. I know she felt bad, but it's like, you doing too much. Molly is always overzealous in everything that she does. And one area she have her life together in is her career. So I think she just needs to chill. Like, and I personally feel like she's never satisfied. Like I said, she's not satisfied with the white people because she had the code switch, because she, you know, didn't make as much money as everybody else. And now you in the office where you were equal with everybody else, and you thought you was going to be able to slide in there with CP time jokes, and, you know, everybody was going to be cool and X, Y, and Z. But it's still an office. There's still office politics. There's still things that you shouldn't do and you shouldn't say, especially as a brand new person. Girl, you act like you ain't never had no new job before. So Molly is continuing to get on my nerves, but at least I didn't see Dro this episode or the last episode, so I'm happy about that because he make my skin itch. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good episode. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, the season is a little boring for me. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I mean, I guess because we had the season of getting to know Lawrence, then the breakup, and all the big ba-boom, you know, that was in the seasons 1 and 2, and this one is just kind of like them living their lives. There's nothing like exciting happening. And then you had the dynamic of like Lawrence and his work friends and stuff like that. Like, I didn't really like Lawrence as a character, but I did like his work friends and his homeboy, you know, the one with the one-liners. I really liked him too. So I kind of miss those characters, and without it, it's just Daniel. And Daniel is okay, but, like, you know, we need to see more Daniel family, more of his friends. Like, Daniel ain't got no friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the tea? So, you know, so it makes less of a dynamic for the show. Kelly, I still believe Kelly deserves her own spinoff, okay? Because I would watch 30 minutes of Kelly every week. That hoe is funny, okay? I love her. I live for Kelly. She's my favorite character on this whole show. But like I said, overall, it was pretty good. I just hope it picks up. I feel like they're setting the stage for something to happen. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, because y'all know how arguments go with Daniel and Issa. They be cutting to the white meat, child. So we'll see what happens. I want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with all your friends, and I will holler at y'all next time. Peace.